however you want to call it.
Hello, and welcome to Breakfast All Day. We are here talking about movies. Again. Hooray.
Like it was our job or something.
We talked about A Dog's Way Home a little bit ago, and we're going to talk about the other big release of the week, which is The Upside.
I'm Alonzo. I haven't seen it.
Oh, hi, I'm Christy.
I'm Matt. I saw it.
Yeah, Alonzo.
The upside is I didn't see The Untouchables.
Alonzo is your bet. Oh, did you not? Did you see The Untouchables, Alonzo?
No, I never wanted to. It just seemed so icky, ooky, gross. I didn't.
I've seen everything, so I am happy to describe, and I had to review this movie for RogerEbert.com, and boy, is it January. Ooh, boy. So the thing with The Untouchables, which was the French film this is based on, is it was a huge, huge hit when it came out in 2011, I want to say. Like, it broke all kinds of box office records. It's enormously crowd-pleasing. Omar Sy, who is in the Kevin Hart role in this, is he beat what's his face? Jean Dujardin. What was his name?
Oh, from the artist? Yeah, Jean Dujardin.
He beat him that year for the Caesar for Best Actor. So it was a huge hit in France. And as I was watching it, it was immediately clear, like, they're going to remake this. This is such an easy, crowd-pleasing formula that someone somewhere is going to take this movie and do an English language remake of it and put Hollywood stars in it and try to cash back in on that feel-good tale all over again.
And that someone was Harvey Weinstein.
And that someone was Harvey Weinstein, and that's why this movie is coming out a year and a half after it played at Toronto. So you didn't see it in Toronto?
No, I never.
Okay.
Never saw it.
Yes, so that's why it's coming out now. But the timing of it is also a little unfortunate for Kevin Hart.
Mark Harris had a great tweet today. He goes, "It's just that Kevin Hart is on my I gotta be me tour to support a film that spent a year and a half stuck in Harvey Weinstein's zipper."
Yeah, but this would be bad any time of year. So it is based on this true story of a wealthy, multi-millionaire quadriplegic who is white and seeks 24-hour care for all of his needs and hires a black ex-con who is totally not qualified for it and stumbles into the job interview, but he gets the job because he's the only person who does not condescend to this man. He's the only person who has an edge to him and an attitude to him, and the guy likes that.
Well, but I think also the character that Cranston is playing doesn't want someone all that qualified, right?
Right. That's the difference in this one. That's different here. So Bryan Cranston is the wealthy white guy. Kevin Hart is the fast-talking ex-con, streetwise ex-con, and it is pretty much exactly what you think that kind of movie is going to be. You know, they have socioeconomic and racial clashes and fish out of water situations, and the black dude helps the white dude loosen up, and the white dude helps the black dude appreciate things like opera.
No.
And modern art.
Really?
Yep, that's
God, that is such a cliche.
Ness and Dorma is a key plot point, and that's why that is the song of our episode this week on Breakfast All Day.
God, that is the thing I hate so much in movies where, like, I'm fancy now because someone taught me about opera.
Right, and at least, say what you will about Green Book, at least Green Book, reversed those racial roles in that cliched situation, you know. We're going to talk about Green Book later on, too. So, these are people who are pros, right? I mean, and they're giving it their all, but there's nothing to these characters. And this film is more than 2 hours long.
Well, of
it's
course.
Like 126 minutes. And both of these guys, both of these guys are on screen for the entirety of the film, and they really never feel like anything more than just very facile types, right? That Kevin Hart is the ex-con, and he's streetwise, and he's raunchy, and he's irreverent, and then the Bryan Cranston character, he is in a wheelchair because he suffered this horrific hang gliding accident. And he has this incredible art collection, and he is a widower, and he likes all the finer things in life. And so each of them is that person for the entirety of the film, although supposedly by the end, each of them has transformed the other.
So it's basically different strokes for adults.
It is. It's Driving Miss Daisy.
Yeah.
But he's in a wheelchair.
Yeah, I didn't hate this movie.
No.
There were moments that it kind of worked for me, but again, I hadn't seen the original one. There are, I actually thought you had something more nuanced from Kevin Hart. This is him not doing crazy over the top, spastic.
It's
Kevin
not
Hart,
fast talking shtick.
No, it's this is a guy who's got he's out of prison. He's got like it was a more serious kind of grounded performance out of him than I think that I've seen in a while, and I actually was kind of impressed. I was like, oh yeah, I'd watch more of him doing like somewhat more serious roles.
I'm not sure he has it in him yet.
I don't know.
I think he's inching toward it.
Right, but it's interesting because he's got enough charisma that like he's got this kind of easy charm that he does. He's not, again, like he's not that frenetic kind of fast talking thing. It's more just like he's flirty and he's sarcastic and inappropriate, but not like that didn't feel all that forced to me. I actually enjoyed watching him more than I think I enjoyed watching Cranston in this, although I think Bryan Cranston was relatively good in this too. I didn't hate, look, like this is something that in 2 years I'll forget that I saw. But it's one of those things that like if it's on, it's like, well, okay, and I guess part of it is I went into this with super low expectations, which makes a big difference. It is too long, and it also is. As I thought about this towards the end, it's dangerously close to doing the Magic Negro trope.
Yep.
Right.
Dangerous. No, it is.
Like,
I guess maybe
it is.
No, it totally is that, and that was a problem with the original too. The original was charming despite that uncomfortable trope.
Right. Even though it's hard to say that because how much can we say that if that's something that actually happened?
It is supposedly something that actually happened.
But there is something always that's iffy about like the black guy teaches the white guy like how to live freely and robustly, and the white guy teaches the black guy like culture and responsibility. Right. Like that's
like he's civilizing.
Yeah, that's very.
It's icky. The thing with the original film is that there was sort of a subversive nature to the humor, and that seemed refreshing, and it wasn't as mawkish and condescending as it would sound on paper. The problem is, so Neil Berger directed this, who also did Limitless and Divergent. He takes entire like scenes and images and jokes and just repeats them from the original film without really breathing a whole lot of new life into them. And so there's a Hitler joke in here that seemed kind of like subversive and kind of daring in the original and just totally falls flat here. Do you remember the Hitler joke, Matt?
Oh yeah, I remember.
Right, so it's not that funny. Like I think the whole room is supposed to be laughing, like, oh my god, they went there.
Well, and you see it coming, right? Like,
yeah.
You see everything in this movie happening a mile away.
Let's talk about Nicole Kidman.
I was about to ask, how's Nicole Kidman?
Good Lord, is she given the most thankless role? She's given nothing to do beyond playing this one note of being the disapproving, uptight executive assistant who works for Bryan Cranston, who does not want him to hire Kevin Hart, and is constantly looking for him to screw up so she can fire him.
So Sean Hayes on the bucket list.
I will say I kind of kept expecting her to. You get this tight shot of her taking her glasses off and shaking her hair and suddenly being transformed into this vision because she's so uptight in this movie. Like you almost kind of expected that.
Does she finally melt when she laughs at something that Kevin Hart says or does?
I think she laughs a little bit at something once. I don't know.
He gets her dancing.
Yeah, but even that she's like stiff and awkward doing. I don't know why Nicole Kidman said yes to this. Similarly, Juliana Margulies has like one scene and doesn't get a whole lot to do beyond the one note of that character in that one scene. And then pretty much that's true of all the women here. It's all about the Kevin Hart and Bryan Cranston show, and they don't even have that much chemistry with each other. It's weird.
Yeah, it's I mean, it's not. But again, like it's not a catastrophe. It's watchable. I didn't hate it.
No, it's not a catastrophe.
It's not a catastrophe.
It's workmanlike.
Right. I've seen worse.
We've seen worse in January. Yeah, that's true.
It's thoroughly mediocre.
So
you made me realize my score is too high.
Okay, what do you want to change it to?
I'm going to change it down to like a 5. It's fine. It's fine.
Okay.
4.3.
4.3. Okay, so I'm saying.
No, I said fun.
So Matt's saying 5. I'm saying 3.5. So that is a 4.3 for us. It's 40% on the tomato meter, and we're going to talk about Kevin Hart a little bit later on too, because the timing of all this is really unfortunate for Kevin Hart because he's got to go do this media tour for this movie. It's the biggest movie of the week opening here. He's got to go on places like Good Morning America and talk about the movie ostensibly, but also he's getting questions about the Oscars. So we'll talk about that later on too. Avoid this.
Follow us at BeFastAllDay on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. Subscribe on iTunes, subscribe on YouTube and Stitcher and all the other places. And you can always drop us a line at befastallday.pod@gmail.com. Yeah, thanks for listening. Thanks for watching.